Hi, my name is Macy Way, and I'm going to be doing my oral presentation for Cultural Diversity Sociology class. I'm going to go ahead and introduce my audience, and right here he is. This is Jalen, my boyfriend. Okay, so have you ever saw someone and just wondered, I wonder what that person's family is like, whether that be good or bad, whether you see somebody walking into Walmart and you're like, I wonder where they come from, or even just someone that does really good in sports. You think, I wonder if their family is all good at sports. I wonder if this is just part of their family. I believe that someone's family reflects back on that person on how or what they do with their life. Some may see the good or bad on having family traditions and beliefs. I personally see the good in it. Reflecting back on my paper, on my family tree paper, my grandma that I had interviewed, she's my oldest living relative that I have. I have no other grandparents, just her. She was the oldest out of 9 brothers and sisters. She's the oldest girl. She grew up on a farm, and she was originally from Alfordsville, and then they moved to Whitfield here in Lagodi, and they lived on a farm, and like I said, with her 9 brothers and sisters, so she grew up having to help take care of them with her mom and dad and doing chores around the house like that. She worked at Crane Naval Base for her career job for most of her life, and she retired there a few years ago. Now she helps take care of her brothers, sisters, and all the grandkids that she has. Reflecting back on that, her family is more like a take care of one another. So I think that due to her traditions and beliefs, that reflects back on what she does now, and that is just taking care of everybody else and putting herself last. My thoughts before this research project here was that no one can pick their family. It's up to them to keep their families in their lives, though. So I say this because I think due to our beliefs and our traditions, it makes it easier for our family to stay connected, whether that be going to each other's ball games. We have just little things like that. And I'll get more into what our traditions and our beliefs are later on in the video. So the impact of my heritage on my life, I think that it has made me closer with my family and makes me appreciate the little things that we do have in life. My family is very big. Like I said, the 9 brothers and sisters, that's where we go to for all of our traditions that we have started as a family. We go to that in Whitfield, and so we see all of those families. And I am from Shoals, so I'm the only cousin from Shoals compared to everybody that's from Lagodi, and we have one set from Jasper. So I never really got to see, a whole lot unless I was playing them in sports or I worked at Bomax. So unless they came there, I never really got to see them a whole lot unless it was at our family traditions and our family get-togethers. So it made me appreciate the traditions that we started to be able to see them and stay connected and follow up on their lives and what is going on in their lives. So how society has treated people of my race. Equal. Most of the race in my family is white, and we do have a few African Americans. They're mixed. My mom's sister, is white, and she had 3 babies with an African American. They are all mostly dark colored. Of course, they're mixed, but they attend Shoals as well now, and they are the minorities there because compared to, say, Jasper, they're higher African American compared to a small town school like Shoals. So they're the minority there. But as of my race, I am white, and I've never had to deal with the minority of that such. So the formal law, I've never came across any formal laws, policies due to the white race that I am. Some of the traditions and foods that my family has, traditions such as we have Easter, we have Thanksgiving, we have Christmas together, we have a cookie day together that we do every year before Christmas. So here I'm going to show a picture, and this is just simple. This is some of my family that we all get together. This was at Easter, and we set up picnic tables outside. Usually, if the weather is promising, we set up picnic tables outside, and we all gather around outside, and we do a big Easter egg hunt that my aunt fills all the Easter eggs with, and all of us bigger children go and hunt them, or go and hide them, and then the littler ones go and hunt them and get to keep everything inside, and then the bigger kids have big eggs that have usually money in them that we get to keep. My aunt supplies all the games and all of that kind of stuff, and we always read an Easter story, and it's a really good time. This is also a picture that we have taken, and that's just some of my cousins. We have a very large family, but that's some of my cousins. And we always get, this is always our Easter tradition photo. We never get cousin photos, family photos, unless on Easter, and that's usually a special time because we never have updated pictures of all of us together, so that makes it pretty memorable to get a picture there. Another tradition, another tradition that we have is Christmas, and every year at Christmas, we do a Christmas story. I'm going to show a picture here. That's me reading to the littler ones. They all gather around in the living room, and I read a story to them, a Christmas story to them, right before we open presents. And we all gather around on Christmas, so on Thanksgiving when we gather around on Thanksgiving, Christmas, and Easter. And so when we gather around on Thanksgiving, we always draw out of a hat another person's name to buy a gift for, and then on Christmas we bring that gift for that person, so that since our family is so large, we're not trying to buy for everybody and all that stuff. We have an adult basket and a kid basket. The kids draw out of the kids and the adults draw out of the adults, and that's how everybody gets a present, and it usually works out pretty good that way, and pretty easy, pretty efficient that way. But we just gather around and we open presents, and we do the Christmas story. Thanksgiving, we gather around and we eat food and just plan out the Christmas. Since Thanksgiving usually falls by Black Friday, we usually have the coupons, the deal books going around for Black Friday sales, and a lot of the time our family will hitch rides with another, and we'll all ride to Jasper or wherever the sales are, and we'll go Black Friday shopping. Starting that Thanksgiving day as well. This is also a picture that I just threw in here. The driveway's a little longer, but someone had snapped a photo of this, and that's the house, the old farmhouse there that we all gather around at, and that's just cars lined up of my family going down the driveway that we all park at for these traditions. So I do see the good. I see the good in having traditions, and I think that reflects a major part on who I am and how I've turned out to be, just being close with my family. My family is a Christian family. Like I said earlier, my grandma, her family was raised to go to church every single Sunday. All nine of them, and then their mom and dad was known to go to church every single Sunday and believed in the Lord. And my grandma kind of fell out of that habit compared to some of her brothers and sisters that still go. And growing up, looking back, I used to go to church all the time with my aunt instead of my grandma, but my aunt followed through kind of with going to church every Sunday, and I remember always walking to the church with her and participating in that, and that was something I always looked forward to doing. Also, just I believe that the beliefs that my mom and my dad and my grandma have grown up to show me to have has made me close and excited to celebrate, excited to have something to look forward to every single year, and seeing my family, seeing what's going on with them. Going back to my grandma's childhood, that's when our family traditions and beliefs began, and that's impacted my life and how I've been raised. If it weren't for that, I would be a total different person. That's why there's so many different heritages, because so many different people have so many different traditions and what they believe in, and just how their family got started. And that's kind of neat to actually think back and think on, because my family traditions may be different than your family traditions, but still it's kind of the same, because we all have traditions to look back on. But yeah, reflecting back on that, the only minority really is, like I said, we do have a few African American cousins, the 3, like I said, and they're a minority. But my grandma never really had to worry about like sexism or racism or stuff like that. She grew up in a pretty straightforward white Christian family household, and that's where it got started, and it's still a tradition today, and all the traditions that we go through today, and that's how that's impacted my life. So thank you.